Welcome to Dota Unleashed. Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of Troll Supports. Today we're going to be talking about Gyrocopter. All around, he's just a great hero to play when you've had a long day or on tilt and just want to go around killing some heroes. Now I know Gyrocopter is typically a hard carry, but here are 3 reasons why he's such a good support as well. Number 1. His Rocket Barrage early game is mana efficient for the magic damage that it can output. It also has a very low cooldown and can be spammed during a harass. You can see here Gyro spammed his Rocket Barrage twice, which only cost about half his mana and almost killing and dying. Number 2. Gyro has a large amount of damage with his Call Down and Rocket Barrage combo. Here he catches Beastmaster and Elder Titan in a choke point and easily bursts down their HP with the combo. Number 3. Gyro doesn't need items early game to be effective. Here, Gyro only has a stick and a wind lance, and he's still able to easily burst down a Pudge. Now, let's take a look at his early game items and skill build. Gyro's starting items will be 6 tangos, a wind lance, 2 branches, and a fairy fire. This gives him the movement speed to chase down heroes with his rocket barrage, and a burst heal that will surprise enemies when they overestimate the chances of winning a fight against him. His skill build is to max Rocket Barrage for damage, then Flat Cannon for fast farming, and then 1 point in Homing Missile for the stun. His early game items is to start with Arcane Boots so he can spam Rocket Barrage, and then a Rod of Athos to hold enemies down to take the full damage of Rocket Barrage and Call Down. Now, let's look at the early gameplay. Gyro is very momentum based and every early kill counts. With the new rune positions, you should convince your team to be more aggressive in grabbing the runes and forcing a fight. Even just spamming level 1 Rocket Barrage, he's able to help his team kill the Pudge and then the Luna. Then, as the team retreats, he's able to pick off the Beastmaster. Gyro is also great at protecting the offlane pulse. It's hard for them to stop a pull because they will be isolated from the creep wave and vulnerable to your Rocket Barrage. Here, the Luna tries to stop the pull but puts herself out of position, leading her to her death. These mistakes also allows you to bully the remaining enemy. Here, the homing missile changes target to the Pudge and we're able to secure a double kill. For a similar reason, you'll want to harass from the fog. If they come chase you, you can use Rocket Barrage to send them retreating. Here, the Weaver eventually gets frustrated from the harass and tries to go in for a kill, but is easily killed by Rocket Barrage. You should also keep an eye out on your range creep. For the enemy to last hit this creep, he will be isolated from his wave and is in the perfect location to take damage from your Rocket Barrage. Finally, in the early game, don't be afraid. Gyro is actually quite tanky. Here, you can see that I can tower dive and take several hits from the tower and still survive. Now, let's take a look at the mid game. In the mid game, you will need to build Gyro tanky so that he can continue to Rocket Barrage safely. The standard build is to protect him from physical damage, so going Guardian Greaves next is a great choice. You'll also want to pick up a shard so that his Rocket Barrage damage will not fall off in a team fight. Situationally, if the enemy team focuses Gyro, you can also opt for a Ghost Scepter. Now, if there's a lot of magical damage, you can build Eternal Shroud, since most of Gyro's spells are magical. Or, you can get a Pipe if you notice your team is melting from magic damage. Situationally, you can also build a Glimmer Cape to save your team members. In the mid game, his combo will be to Rod, Rocket, Call Down, and then Rocket Barrage. This will allow you to focus down one hero while scaring away the rest of the enemy team. If your team is also just idling, Gyro can also fast farm 2 camps in the jungle. Don't forget to also try and stack at 54 seconds to maximize the farm. Now, let's look at the late game build. What items to go for first in the late game depends on what you need to counter your enemy team's damage. The Kaya and Sange, or BKB, is great if you're getting disabled and unable to chase them down with Rocket Barrage. The E-Blade is great to counter heavy right-click carries. And the Glipnir is just a luxury item that builds off of your Rod. The Ghost Scepter in BKB is great to help you safely move past the enemy team during a team fight and to pick off backline supports. Finally, remember, tankiness is key. Building tankiness will allow you to turn the fight with your high magic damage. Here, Gyro gets caught by Beastmaster and Pudge, but with all his defensive items it allows him to unload a significant amount of damage before dying, allowing the team to wipe out the enemy. Well, that's it for this episode. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget, post other ideas down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.